So basically, this clinic in almost all the services, but the only challenge in one I sat here and delivered what? Yeah, and I am stuck but one of the process then was no but the space is still here. You could a delivery ward and the plans are underway. But it move on everything longer.
Delivery ward.
So far, the design is still being worked on. Yes. But for now, and this is the biggest satellite clinic in Council. Yeah, sure.
That's a very good institution.
And it is accompanied with a youth center, which is the other side we will go through. My youth, educating them on how to abstain from drugs and other abuses. Kunenge vana chiremba vana vachivabatsirawo trainings, skills development, building, welding, as well as computers, cooking, nechizvo sezvinenge zvichitoa.
So panapa munobatsira madzimai mangani? 20. Kurati nyika iri kukura? Kana iri kukura, bosi toenda isi kutamba nayo. Pandaudzwa preparation iri kuti dhurei? unozoona sei papreparation
akanyanyisa mana apukena kuti handikweni ati
10 werewerere kusvika 12
ndoanenge akatoti chipe mamwe watita 16 peichi
komabhutusi
zvese hapana chiteni zvese
okay manje vana baba vanozvigona here
itongoshingirira somaizvo zvinenge zviripo
asi ndameneka salari yamba
inoti ndione ngone mwana wacho
ndione kwakatakura apa baba vanenge vangoti bora mugedhe havachawani kumusenya ndo zvakanaka here apa unogohwesa wabuda musenya tinotenda maita basi okay maita basa ana mama tichengetere nyika munotichengetera nyika tinokutenda nebasa ramunoita. Thank you very much.
The other one, the computer lab,
So this one is a separate thing.
Yes. Assistant we have member as youth, we have from our councillor, then we also have for children.
That's very good. That's very good. Thank you.
Okay. Basically, what happened is people were displaced into this area. So what displaced out of this area, there's a farmhouse which is near the roundabout there, which was offered as a temporary medical center. So council found the need to establish a local satellite clinic. That's when we discovered this area, and the council provided this land as well as around $450,000 US for the development of this center. Also, we had assistance from UN and ILO, as well as Lafarge assisted us with cement. Also, the local community assisted in the construction of these two centers by providing labor. Some of them were taken to be trained to be builders, welders, and stuff like that. This project started in March 2017. So this has seen the completion of the clinic. It covers the whole area of Hopley, and as well, this area is growing big, and we expect more numbers to be attended at this clinic. So as council, we have plans to expand this clinic to cater for many medical needs of the community. So basically, that's the
I think in a nutshell, he said it all. The estimated population in this area is 200,000. And the youth population, working age, 65,000. So that is the scale of problem that we have. We need at least 3 such facilities in this area. Not to mention education. We've got one school which we're going to open up by the end of this year. And we need at least 20 schools in this area in order to get. It's a mammoth exercise. Sata to go to Ranya, Yema roads, Sata to Ranya, so it's a disaster sometimes waiting to happen. But the start that we've made is useful. And the fact that we're building these partnerships with UNFPA, partnerships with ILO, partnerships with the private sector makes all the difference. Above all, central government must play its part. We are looking forward to receiving our share of the devolution funds. This will be a target area for applications of those funds. It's nowhere enough.
So members of the press, you've heard it. That's the nature of the problems here, the challenges here. But as we have seen, our council has started doing some telling. Like you may have some questions to President Chamisa after his tour. The floor is now open for you to ask questions.
Well, I suppose just to thank the acting mayor, Mr. Ian Marconi, and our chairperson here of the Committee on Health, the budget, and also the councillor. We want to thank you, Councillor Matsaira. This is your ward. What impresses us is the model of partnership between the council and the private sector, especially the multilateral institutions like the UN also playing a part. That is the direction we want to see. But more importantly, we are also beginning to see the evidence of a smart city program being rolled out. I mean, the fact that we have solar charged, solar-powered platform tells us that the direction is good. That's where we should be going. These are the smart clinics and smart hospitals we want to see. The next thing we want to see, I saw the Ply Center here, which is very good. Let it be connected so that there's connectivity, it's wired. I mean, even if you are waiting for your turn to be treated, you must be online. That's the model. And also digitize even the processes, I saw they're still using cards. We want to move a step further and make sure that people are now using the digital platform. That's the direction, that's the future. Let's give opportunity to the residents, to our citizens. It must not just end with hospitals and clinics that are smart, we must also have roads. That's why we are still expecting spaghetti roads. Just by booths there, we are still expecting this local authority to exude and have a diffusion of this excellence. You know, let's have spaghetti roads, interlocking roads. That's the direction. Let's plan for our city. Urban planning is very important. We don't want to see, suburbs that are not structured in terms of lighting, in terms of refuse collection, in terms of the street allocations. Let's move a step further. And of course do this within the realm of excellence and non-corruption. And that's why we've said zero tolerance to corruption, but 100% thumbs up to service delivery, infrastructure, building, and making sure that we are an alternative in the truest of sense. If we are able to do this in local authorities, we are teaching those in central government that it's possible to serve people and to serve them well. So thank you very much. We are proud of this. As council, this is what we want to see. I hope that this is not the only one. We have to see more.
Should be inviting you to more.
And I mean, we are seeing the evidence. Let's have the library now in the area so that the area is well advanced. Let's also make sure that we even move forward to have entertainment centers and Wi-Fi zones for our people, so that we are taking local government to another level. And we really want to thank you. You are doing a good job.
Actually, we've got a stand for a school which is just behind the clinic, which we intend to officially open very soon.
Excellent. That's it. Let's deliver good services to our people. Let's show people that it's possible to have another life. People don't have water. We must have water. People don't have power. I was being told by this woman that they used to say Zimbabwe will never be a colony again. But it would appear to say that they are now saying Zimbabweans would never eat colony again. I found it very fascinating. I mean, this is what the people are saying. These are the woman, expecting woman tells me, three things are buffeting us: Zara, Namu, Netsina. It tells you what people are going through. Every day, another old man tells me, "Lumbangma green." Why? So people have a way of dramatizing their challenges, but we must also have a way of dramatizing our leadership and showing that we are the alternative. Thank you.
Can you take us to the skills training center? This one.
Yeah. No. This is the complex.
Thanks, Mr. President, for giving us an overall impression after this tour. Without much further ado, once again, if there's anyone with questions to the President.
Yes, sir. We understand the President is be coming here to officially open this facility tomorrow.
You said the President?
Idi Mnangagwa.
I'm not aware of that. Why should he come to open a local authority? This is an effort of the council. I know that he has been opening supermarkets and bins, but honestly, why should he come to open what is... that's the problem. Success has many parents, and failure seems to be often. There is failure in Zesa, we are not seeing ED there. There is failure in Zinwa, we are not seeing ED there. There is failure in the roads are just death cages, we are not seeing ED there. But there is now this child from our local authorities, he wants to come here. Are you sure that he's going to come here?
Yeah.
I don't think that is that brazen. But if he is, it would be welcome. He must also come and see evidence of good leadership at the local level. I hope that he will learn one or two things. By osmosis, he begins to do that at central government level. And this is what I have been telling you. These are the smart city programs. Let us have a smart program nationally. So, the problems we are grappling with are minor. We have the capacity, we have the human resources, we have the will. domestically, Zimbabwean citizens who are able to deal with this. Engineers, why should we have problems with water, problems with power, problems with roads, problems with cash, as if we don't know what we are doing? So, well, thanks for the news, but I've not seen any evidence of ED coming here.
Well, we've been advised of this.
Okay, but thanks for that.
Another question? Any questions?
Away from this,
It's okay, don't hesitate.
away from this project, we've heard what is occurred with the Comrade Scala's case. What is your comment?
Well, I've just been briefed that they are again back to their antics and tomfoolery. They want to take Scala to Masvingo, to Bikita. I don't understand why. I don't know why these comrades are so legendary in creating on board for themselves. Why would they persecute Scala for expressing his view and his opinion? You know, we have freedom of expression. If they feel that he has committed a crime, there are civilized ways of treating an honorable member of parliament. For goodness sake, Scala is not an ordinary person. He is an honorable member of parliament. There must be decorum. There must be a way of treating our honorable members. You know, in this country, criminals are elevated to a place of honor. Honorable citizens are then relegated to circumstances of criminality. Why do we do that? Scala must be treated as a civilized, honorable member of parliament. In any event, he is innocent until proven guilty. An allegation does not make him a criminal. So it's something that we take seriously. We have always emphasized that MDC is going to have a democratic, peaceful, non-violent political action to make sure that we resolve the problems Zimbabweans are facing. And we are ready. We are preparing our people for that. Because the Constitution allows it. The Constitution is very clear. A leader is chosen through an election. If the election is illegitimate, the people have an avenue to express themselves through Section 59. And a demonstration is allowed to express pressure on a political establishment, particularly if it is an illegitimate system. And that's where we are. We have insisted and emphasized the crisis in this country is a crisis of governance. It will be cured once we have political dialogue to resolve these issues. And if they are not willing to dialogue, we will have to use the avenue of political pressure. And that's where we are. So yes, I'm really concerned that one of our members is being treated in such a manner. And I've said that Scala is well-meaning, he's a very peace-loving citizen, and he loves his country, he loves his people, and I hope that there will be a treatment with dignity.
Thank you, Mr. President. Another person.
Love you, thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Okay.